Hello everyone, it is now time to make our predictions for match day 7 of the UEFA Champions League. And of course, if you want to get in on the action and make some predictions of your own, we will be on the Predict 6 site later on in this episode making our picks for the 6 games that the UEFA gaming people have chosen. If you want to join the Zucc TV League, you could click the link down in the description below to join the league today. You could still make your picks for match day 7 and match day 8, so join the league now, link down below. Now we could get into making our selections. So we first start off with Club Brugge. They are taking on Kairat Almaty in Kazakhstan. Now both these teams have struggled in the Champions League so far. This game, I feel like it's kind of a battle of the basement dwellers, to be honest, and a win for either team will very much go a long way. But when you look at the quality of these two sides, I feel like it really kind of points one way. I think this game will be very, very close, but I feel like it will go Club Brugge's way. I kind of take it a 2-1 victory for them. Next up, we head to Bodo Glimt, and they are taking on Manchester City. This is going to be a very, very tough game for them. Man City has been a dominant force so far in the Champions League, sitting in 4th position. They are trying to get maybe one of those top 3 spots this match day, and this is their best chance to do it. Bodo Glimt, I mean, they're probably going to be in tough for this one. They really will be. Just the quality of Man City is much better than what Bodo Glimt can kind of pull off. I feel like they might score a goal, but other than that, Man City will probably dominate this game. I'm going to give Man City the victory 3-1. Our next game features Villarreal taking on Ajax. Now both these teams are bottom of the standings, literally bottom. The only reason why Ajax has more wins than Villarreal right now is because they played Korabag in their previous match. This game is going to be really tight. I feel like it's going to be really close, but I just don't think it's going to be a draw. I think Villarreal has showed more class throughout this Champions League than Ajax, to be honest with you. So I believe that Villarreal will get the victory here, and I think it's actually going to be a bit crazy. I think it's going to be a 3-1 victory for Villarreal. I know I said it's going to be close. I think it will be, but Villarreal will get probably one super late in the game when Ajax is trying to press for an equalizer. Our next game features Olympiacos and Bayer Leverkusen. Now, both these teams here, I feel like probably wanted to do a bit better so far throughout the Champions League, especially Bayer Leverkusen, where they've had so much class the last couple of years in the Bundesliga. They've come here now, and they haven't had, you know, the full experience that they probably wanted to so far. I feel like this is a good game for them to get back on track, but Olympiacos is still a very, very tough squad, and I feel like this game is going to be super close yet again. I feel like we're going to see a couple of goals, but overall, I just do not see a winner in this game, though. It's going to be a draw. It's got to be a draw, and I feel like there will be goals, but no one was going to be a certified winner. I'm taking a 2-2 draw between these two sides. Our next game features Real Madrid as they are taking on AS Monaco. I mean, do I really have to say what I think about this game? I mean, Real Madrid, they're looking to bounce back after losing Alonso as their manager, right? They're trying to kind of get the team back together again, focus up, get dialed in, as they had trouble throughout that Spanish Super Cup just a few weeks ago. I feel like this is going to be a great game for them, and I feel like they're going to dominate Monaco. I feel like though Monaco won't be pinned in their zone the entire game, I feel like they will get a goal. But other than that, it's got to go Real Madrid's way. I think it will be a 3-1 victory for them and get them back on track. And for our final game here on Tuesday, before we get to the Predict 6 site, we got Copenhagen taking on Napoli. This is Napoli. I mean, they've had trouble throughout this Champions League. I'm kind of surprised how much trouble they have gone into, considering what they've done over the last couple of years in the Champions League and as well as in Serie A. I feel like they haven't had the success I don't think they wanted to so far in the Champions League as we get into match day 7 and 8. I feel like though this is another one of those games where it's going to be close, but I feel like with Napoli's talent, I feel like they have the upper hand in this one over Copenhagen, who have very much struggled throughout this league phase. I feel like Napoli's going to get the win here. It's going to be close. I feel like it'll be a 2-1 victory in the way of the Italians. Okay, so we are back on the Predict 6 site once again. If you want to join, click the link down below to join. We still got 2 more match days. You can join at any time. Let's go here to match day 7. We start off with Inter Milan taking on Arsenal, as I'm going to show you now kind of the other games that are coming up. But Inter versus Arsenal, probably the match of the match day, to be honest with you. A very, very tight game in my opinion. I feel like you can't go wrong with probably whatever you pick. Now, it definitely leans more towards Arsenal. I can kind of agree with that. But to be honest, I feel like it's going to be a close game, and I actually believe I'm not going to agree with any of these popular predictions right here. I'm actually taking a 2-all draw between the two sides. Now let's pick our extra ones. Will there be a goal in the first half? I definitely believe so. I'm saying yes to that. Will Thuram score in the second half? I don't think so. I don't think Marcus Thuram will score in the second half, so I'm going to say no. Will Raya keep a clean sheet? Well, definitely not if Inter's scoring 2 goals, so I'm going to say no to that. So there you have it. I'm taking a 2-all draw between Inter and Arsenal for our first game here on the Predict 6 site. All right, so now we go to Tottenham versus Dortmund. Another close game here. Another really close game with two teams very similar in their standings and where they are right now, both eyeing a victory here with two strong sides. Once again, I feel like this is a draw, but I don't agree with the 2-2 draw that 40% of people are saying here. I am actually going to go with a 1-all draw. So I do a reverse of what the Arsenal-Inter game said. Which team will score first? I feel like with Tottenham being the home side, I'm going to say Tottenham will score the first goal. What will the score be at half? I think it'll be 1-0. I feel like it will be 1-0 between the two, and will Nemeka score in the second half? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to leave it at this. 1-all draw between Tottenham and Dortmund. And as you get a sneak peek of what's coming up on Wednesday, we do go to our final game on Tuesday, which is Sporting taking on Paris Saint-Germain. And as you can tell by the popular predictions, it is definitely looking PSG way. And I do agree with the 23% of people that say it will be 3-0 to PSG. Will Vitinha score in the first half? I think he will. I'll say yes to that. Which team will score first? Well, if Sporting doesn't score first, it goes PSG's way. I'm saying that. And will there be 4 or more goals scored in this match? I'm saying it's 3-0, so I'm going to have to say no. There you go. There's our predictions. PSG 3, Sporting 0, domination from PSG. And now we go to Wednesday, and we start on Wednesday with FC Quarterback hosting Frankfurt. Now, Frankfurt, as well as, Bayer Leverkusen, as we mentioned earlier, they have struggled a lot throughout this league phase. And as well, I feel like they could also be doing better than they have been. Quarterback, on the other hand, have kind of shocked a lot of people. They have 2 victories, a draw in there as well. They are getting really good points. But the last couple of games, they have struggled a bit. This is a good game for Frankfurt to get their legs back under them here, because they can't really afford to do much else other than win. This is going to be a good game for them. They're going to be playing for their Champions League lives here. I'm taking Frankfurt to win this one 2-1 over Quarterback. Okay, so our next game we have on my list is Liverpool. They're in Marseille. This game is interesting. It leads more Liverpool's way, but the way Liverpool have played the last couple of matches, it's just not the quality that I don't think they have to win a game. Marseille will play them tough. I really do believe that. I think Marseille will have a good game in them to take on Liverpool here and take them to the brink. I just don't see a winner in this one, though. I feel like this will be a good, hard defensive clash between the two sides. I just kind of see it as a 1-all draw for Liverpool and Marseille. So next up, we got Newcastle taking on PSV, 2 teams who are very, very close in the standings. PSV has had a good start throughout this tournament, and they have kind of gone back and forth with win, loss, draw, kind of in that situation. Meanwhile, Newcastle in hand has drawn and lost their last couple of matches in the Champions League. They are looking to get another win under their belt, as it will go a long way, especially in the standings with the final 2 match days coming up. Especially being at home at St. James Park, I feel like it kind of leans more Newcastle's way here. PSV has had a strong tournament, but I just don't think they'll be able to do it on the road. That's why I took here Newcastle to win this one 2-1 at home. So now we go to Slavia Praha. They are taking on Barcelona. This is going to be really one-sided in my opinion. The odds are favoring Barcelona in astronomical ways. I just cannot see Praha having a shot at winning this game here, especially with how Barcelona has played this season. So to be just quick and simple about this one, I'm taking Barcelona to beat and dominate Slavia Praha 4-1. Next up, we head to Italy, where Juventus is hosting Benfica. I know Juventus, they've had a better time throughout this Champions League league phase compared to Benfica for sure, no doubt about it. I feel like, though, this is going to be another tough game for Juventus to try and get a win here. I know Benfica's had it in tough, but they definitely can still play tough. So I feel like this will be a good hearty match between the two sides, and Juventus will get another draw here in the Champions League. I feel like this will be a 1-1 draw between the two sides. A really, really tough match. And for our final game before we go back to the Predict 6 site, we have Atalanta taking on Athletic Club. Atalanta has shocked a lot of people in this Champions League for where they are in the standings. They have played very, very, very well. Athletic Club, on the other hand, I mean, it's been another kind of Champions League to forget for them. I feel like, though, even though this match is very, very close odds-wise and in prediction-wise, I feel like it will have to still lean to the team who is top 10 in the standings, and that goes to Atalanta here. I feel like they just have better quality of squad here. I'm actually going to take them to win this one 2-0. Alright, so we're back on the Predict 6 site. Once again, link down below to join the Zucc TV League. We start on Wednesday here with Galatasaray taking on Atletico Madrid. I feel like this game definitely kind of goes Atletico Madrid's way. But again, Galatasaray is one of those teams that I love to say they always play you very, very well. They always play very, very good against good teams. And in this case, I agree with the 11% of people that say it will be 2-2 between the two sides. Will there be a goal scored in the second half? I definitely believe so. I will say yes to that. Will Osimhen score in the second half? 10 points for this one. I'm gonna go ballsy here and say yes for sure. And will there be 4 or more goals scored in this match? Well, 2 plus 2 is 4. I'm saying yes indeed to that. There you go. That's my prediction for this match. 2-2 between Atletico Madrid and Galatasaray. And now we go to my squad. Bayern Munich taking on Union SG. The popular predictions definitely lean towards Bayern's way now that they are almost a fully healthy squad with Jamal Musiala now back, Alphonso Davies now back, some minor injuries here and there, but overall their main guys are all back, and it's again going to be domination for Bayern. I agree with the 40% of folks here saying it will be 4-0 for Bayern. Which team will score first? Well, only one team scoring, so I'm going to say Bayern Munich. What will the score be at halftime? I'm going to say 2-0 for Bayern. Union SG can play very well, but I think it will go Bayern's way for sure. And will Kane score in the second half? I think he will. I'm going to say yes. 4-0 to Bayern, plain and simple, domination. And for a final game here on the Predict 6 site, we got Chelsea taking on Pathos. Another one of these games where it's probably going to be domination from one side, and that side is coming from Chelsea here. I feel like I have to agree with the 50% of folks here. I'm gonna say it's gonna be 3-0. What will the score be at halftime? I'm probably gonna go with I'm gonna say 2-0 again. I feel like it will definitely go that way. Will there be 3 or more goals scored in this match? Well, if I say Chelsea scoring 3, I gotta say yes to this. I'm saying yes. And will Estavo score in the second half? I'm gonna say no. I don't believe so. Chelsea will dominate Pathos just like Bayern will. 3-0 to Chelsea. Well, of course, everyone, before we go from the Predict 6 site, we have to pick our ×2 booster where our points for that game get doubled and we can get double the amount of points that we would for a regular match. If I had to pick one of these games, I feel like the most obvious one for me and I feel most confident about is actually PSG. I feel like the Paris Saint-Germain game is definitely the more obvious one for me. I feel like I like my picks there more than the others, so I'm going to pick the ×2 booster for that match, so it's now activated, so now we could get a possible 16 points for that match compared to 8 for the other games. There is my ×2 booster. Once again, everyone, if you want to join this league, click the link down below and join the Zucc TV Predict 6 League. So there you have it, everyone. Those are my predictions for this match day for the UEFA Champions League. Let me know down below if you like my selections or if you didn't, and leave your own too. Also, leave a like on the video if you have not yet, and subscribe to the Zucc TV YouTube channel. And remember to ring the bell to be notified of when I post next, because I will still be posting these predictions for match day 8 and as well as the playoff round as the Champions League continues. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy match day 7. Peace.